I'm Paula from Paula's DIY Decor, and welcome to my channel. I'm the crafter from Down Under, and speaking of Down Under, this video today is all about celebrating Australia Day, and I have 3 fabulous, easy home decor DIYs to share with you. So for all my Australian friends and my Australian crafting community, this one is for you today. So to get started for our first DIY, I want to share with you how I made this gorgeous wooden rustic flag sign. What you're going to need is a wooden sign that's made up of, for this particular one I use slats, but you can use a normal wooden sign. And then using my printer, I printed out an Australian flag to the dimensions of this sign. So I think this sign is about 24 centimetres by 60 centimetres. So I had to use 2 sheets of A4 and join them together so that I could lay it out over my slat sign, my wooden slat sign. And then what I wanted to do was mark out where the flag would actually be glued on each slat. So you just need to spend a little time, go really slow when you're doing this process because you don't want to, I didn't want to actually cut the flag and leave a gap in between each slat. I wanted the flag to be continuous, and so I needed to make sure that wherever the line was cut on one slat, it immediately started on the following slat, and then you can see better than the way I'm explaining it. So once I'd cut out all of my slat pieces of paper, which were the flag, I then just ripped off very, very gently the side. I created kind of a jagged edge just by gently pulling along the piece of paper and creating that jagged edge. Now there are some tools that you can use, some paper tools that give you that nice kind of rustic jagged edge, but I found just using my nails and gently pulling on the piece of paper worked just fine. So once I layered down all of the pieces of paper on each slat, I then just used, actually before I started adhering the paper onto the slat, I did give the wooden slat sign a light coat of white paint. I just had some white acrylic paint. I wanted to lighten up the dark wood so that it would blend with the flag colours of the red, blue and white a little better. Once I had done that, I then used a bit of Mod Podge and I laid the Mod Podge on the back of the flag print, and then I used a water spritzer and I spritzed the piece of paper just to avoid it from bubbling and make it a little bit easier to Mod Podge and manoeuvre the paper over the wooden slats. It's a little trick that I've learned from other crafters on YouTube, and I found that when you spritz your paper when you are Mod Podging it, it actually helps to remove any bubbles. Even though this piece of paper is a standard A4 sheet, it still tended to bubble a little bit, and I wanted it to really blend into the wooden grain of the slat, the wooden slat sign. So I just Mod Podged every single piece of paper, make sure that it was all in alignment so that the flag wasn't distorted terribly much. It's really important to keep your flags, as you know, in place, and I didn't want to disrespect our flag by making sure that it was all nice and in alignment, and all our beautiful stars were in place and our Union Jack was also in place. And then I wanted to just rust it up a little bit more, so I just got my white acrylic paint again, and using a very, very dry brush, I gave it the dry brush method, and I just a light dry brushing of the white paint just to give it that extra rustic look and make it blend more into the wooden slat sign, as if it had been in a barn or out in the back for quite some time outdoors and it had weathered a little bit. Now, for those of you that might be wondering where I got this wooden slat, it was gifted to me, but I have seen it in Australia in Spotlight, which is a local craft store, and I think it retails for around 10 or 12 Australian dollars. Of course, the wooden flag, the flag was free because I printed it from my home printer. So really, you've got this wonderful DIY for around 10 to $12, and I've seen it retailed in some specialty stores for 2, sometimes 3 times more than that. And because I was laying my sign horizontally rather than vertically, I just sticky taped really the hanging twine that came with the sign, and I added a piece of my own twine to make it hang in the right direction, which was horizontally and proportionate. So for my next DIY, I want to share with you how I created this beautiful floral centerpiece with a gorgeous Australian flag in the centre. I will be celebrating Australia Day with some family and friends, so I wanted to create a beautiful floral centerpiece that would tie my whole tablescape together, and I will be putting together a video on that one next. So I wanted to share with you how easy it is to upcycle anything that you have in your home to create the base of this beautiful floral centerpiece. So this floral centerpiece is an upcycle of my citrus tablescape that I had made last year. I'll put a link to the description box below. It's actually an Apple iPhone box that I covered in gold vinyl contact, and I just found it in my crafting room, and I thought this would be perfect as a base to make for my floral centerpiece. So again, using my home printer, I just printed out dimensions of the flag to this beautiful gold centerpiece holder, and I simply, using a glue stick, just glued the pieces of paper with the flag print on it all the way around the base of this floral centerpiece. And here are my 2 bases for the floral centerpiece. I think they look fabulous, so easy to do, and it only took me a matter of minutes to put together. So to get started with the actual floral arrangement, I dug deep into my craft room and I found all of the colours that I needed. So I used a range of white roses, red roses, and I had some blue hydrangeas that I thought would look just simply fabulous as part of this centerpiece. I also had some leftover dark blue Christmas baubles that I had kept because I knew I would be creating some Australia Day crafts, so I also used those to start to create a centerpiece. Now, thanks to Ramon at home, and I do need to give him credit, he is a great florist teacher, and he uses the 3-2-1 rules, so I tried to do the same thing. So wherever I had 3 flowers of one colour, I put on the opposite side 1 colour. So I used 3 roses on the left here, and as you can see, I popped 1 rose on the opposite side, and wherever I used 3 white flowers on the left side, I popped 1 white flower on the right side. So, and I popped the hydrangeas in the centre and on the side. He likes to use this, whatever happens on the left has to happen on the right saying, and it's really been burned into my brain, and I actually think he creates beautiful floral centerpieces. So do check out his channel because he does fabulous floral arrangements. So here you can see me adding in just bits and bobs of my florals that I have in my stash, along with some of those beautiful navy baubles, and then I added our beautiful Australian flag smack in the centre of the floral centerpiece. I picked up this flag at our local $2 store. You can pretty much pick them up anywhere at our supermarkets, in your $2 store, and you've got a ready, beautiful, elegant floral centerpiece that you can place in the centre of your table to celebrate Australia Day. For this third DIY, I'd like to share with you how I created this beautiful Australia Day lantern topper. Now, I absolutely love decorating lanterns, so you're going to need a lantern of any colour or size, some ribbons to your patriotic colours, in our case it's red, blue and white, and some florals as well. Now, I had already stashed away from last year some of my ribbons that I folded up quite carefully so that I could reuse them. So it was pretty easy to reuse the ribbons that I had. But if you need ribbons, I would recommend going to Lincraft, which is an Australian craft store. They do stock at times, actually most of the time, a beautiful range of ribbons. I also encourage you to use wide ribbons because they keep their shape really, really well and create beautiful loops. So the contraption that you see me using is just a homemade bow maker. I don't have one, so I made my own. It's simply 2 dowel sticks that I popped inside a ribbon spool, and that just helps me to hold the ribbon in place while I create the loops. So I've created a range of different styles of ribbons here. I've got a beautiful sheer dark blue ribbon as the base, and then I used a beautiful sheer red ribbon as the base. That red ribbon I also used during Christmas, so it's really good to use and save some of your Christmas red ribbons for your patriotic or National Day, and even for Valentine's Day as well. And I used some of this beautiful red and white polka dotted ribbon just to give the bow some interest and to bring in some of that white. I couldn't find any Australia Day specific ribbon, but I think this does the job and it looks really interesting and creative and pretty. So all I did was I created bow layers. So for the length of the ribbons that I had left, I either created 1 bow or 2 bows, or you could even create 3 bows. It really is up to your creativity. I like to layer my ribbons just so that it's nice and full and interesting. And here you can see me finishing off the bow with a more solid kind of organza style bow. It is a smaller size. I think it's about 1.5 inches. And that's what I used to finish off the bow. And as I got to the end of the bow, I just made the loops a little bit smaller. So at the back, they're about 7 inches long. And then by the time I get to the front, they're about 5 inches long. So using a chenille stem, I just popped the stem in between my own homemade bow maker, and I pulled out the bow and tied it really, really tight, twisted the chenille stem about 3 or 4 times so that I could secure the bow together. And then of course the secret with all bows is to fluff, fluff, fluff. So while you are making your bow, continue to fluff it out just so that it makes it easier by the time you adhere it to the lantern. So to tie in the theme of my floral centerpiece, I wanted to add some florals to this lantern. So again, just using some greenery that I had in my craft room. I think these are magnolia leaves, maybe, I want to say. Definitely some blue hydrangeas, and then I just used some white roses. I used 3 white roses, and I finished the floral arrangement with 1 red rose as well. And that created a nice, beautiful, a long type of floral piece to go with the bow, just to give the bow a little bit of extra pizzazz. It's really important with a lantern too. I wanted all of the greenery to be flowing downwards so that it had some movement and it draws your eye from the top of the bow right down to the bottom of the lantern. So I did use a cable tie to tie these florals together. I just find cable ties when putting together florals like this, and I didn't really want to cut down the stems and glue them onto the lantern because I like to use this lantern for all different seasons. I just used a cable tie, and that means that when I want to reuse my florals or reuse the lantern, I can just cut that cable tie off. So once I had secured the cable tie to the florals, I just had a look at how it was all going to come together, and actually I decided that this white lantern was too small. I made my arrangement way too big for the lantern. So I swapped out this lantern for a gorgeous natural wood lantern that I also had, which was slightly bigger, and I think the entire floral topper looked much nicer on the bigger lantern. So there you have it, a beautiful floral topper with a gorgeous Australia Day bow for a beautiful lantern you can display on Australia Day and to celebrate the festivities that are Australia. So if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to my channel. I post regularly a whole range of different decor DIYs, and I absolutely love doing tablescapes. For my existing subscribers, thank you so much for those wonderful comments that you leave me. I do so appreciate them. And I really, really look forward to reading what you think of this display today. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.